Okay, if you're having any trouble with number 2, I'm going to demonstrate how to start. On all of these objects, of course, the first thing you have to decide is what the front view is. This is giving you an indication of what the front view is by showing this arrow. If you look just at the front surface, and I'm going to take the front surface and I'm going to highlight it in yellow. So here's what is on the front surface. This, and this. I'm going to start out by drawing just that part of it. So what you see in yellow there. So I'm going to always start here in the lower left corner, right? And if I count up, this is 5 blocks up. So I'm going to count up 5 blocks. I'm going to draw that line. Goes over 2. And it steps down for 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks down. I'm sorry, 3 blocks down. And then it's going to come over for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks over. And that is what the front view looks like. Now I know it's a little hard to see on the camera, so I'm going to do something that you wouldn't do, and that's what I'm going to take a Sharpie just to sharpen that up so you can see it on the camera, because we're getting a little bit of glare here. So that's the front view. Okay, now step number 2 is to take all the widths, the distance from side to side, project them up so that I can draw the top view. So I'm going to project every change in direction. I have 3 of them. If I start from here, I have 1, 2, these 2 are in a line, 3 different changes of direction. So I projected all those lines up. I'm going to leave some empty space between the views. 2 or 3 blocks is fine. That right there is the front or the leading edge of my top view. Now, let's identify the things that will show up in the top view by highlighting them in a different color. So, in the top view, I have this, I have this, I have this, and of course, all of this is going to be in the top view. If it helps you to do this, do that. So there's my top view. But you know what? I'm going to simplify this. I'm going to make believe there's no cutout here, and I'm going to make believe there's no cutout here. If I eliminate those 2 things, all this is a very simple step block. So I'm going to eliminate those. I know this goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks back, so I'm going to draw it. And what am I putting on here? I'm putting the depth on. Right here's the height. Right here, this is the height. And now I'm putting the depth, the distance from the front edge to the back edge. So I've drawn that, and again, I'm going to make believe in the beginning that there is no cutouts. I'm eliminating these 2 cutouts for simplicity. Now I'm going to go to my Sharpie, get a little bit sharper Sharpie, and don't do this on yours. I don't want yours done in Sharpie. I'm only doing this so you can see it on the video. And unfortunately, I won't be able to erase this. I'm going to end up having to use whiteout, but that's okay. So now I have the front view and I have the top view. The right side view is everything that's left. So it's this surface. I'll do these in gray. And it's this surface, and it's this surface. Okay, that's going to be the right side view. But again, forget that these 2 cutouts are here. If they weren't there, this is a simple L block. Now remember, when you do your right side view, first you want to project your heights over from the front view. Every change in direction, 1, 2, 3 of them have to come over. And then I'm going to draw a miter line, 45-degree line through all the diagonal squares. And the reason I'm doing that is so I can project my depth over to the right side view. And when I do that, this is going to draw itself. So this right here is this. I'm going to number these. If this was surface 1, this is going to be 1. If this is surface 2, this is going to be 2. And now again, I'm going to take my Sharpie and I'm going to darken that in. Okay. Now again, you wouldn't use Sharpie, but you can see what I'm trying to do so you can see it. I'm going to darken this in. And I'm going to have to use whiteout to erase because I'm using Sharpie. Okay, that's the basic block. And that's the thing to get first on all these. You know, I've got the base block. Now I can start looking at the cutouts. Okay, so let's take this cutout right here. You can see that this right here is 1 block wide and this is 1 block wide. So that cutout is cutting through this way, and it's going to leave 1 block of space right there and 1 block of space right there. So now can you see how I have 1, 2, 3? So I'm going to number these. Let's call this A. I'm going to letter these. B, C. And over here I have A, B, C. Okay. I'm going to darken those so you can see that. Now I have another cutout right here. So that's going to be in this area right here. Well, it's 1 block over, so I'm going to go 1 block over. It goes 2 blocks in. I'm going to cut it in 2 blocks. 1 block up, 2 blocks in. Now, again, since I'm using Sharpie, I'm going to have to use some white out to erase. Luckily, you won't have to do that because you're going to be using pencil. That's not there. There's no line there because I just cut that away. So now let me go back with my Sharpie and finish my shape. And there's the top view. Now that I've added some things to the top view, I've got to look and say, well, I have a new line right here in the top view, and now I'm going to bring that back down to the front view. And that is this line right here, right? It's actually this line going up and down right here. And because it's behind this surface, I can't see it. That's why I didn't color it in yellow, because I can't see it. But I know it's there. So when something is there, but you can't see it, you use a hidden line, not invisible line. It's not invisible, it's just hidden. So we're just going to use dashes. So there's my hidden line. So now I've added that cutout here. Now I've also have to put this cutout has to show up in the right side view here, doesn't it? And if you look, it's 1 block, 1 block, 1 block. So I'm going to put that in 1 block, 1 block, 1 block. I'm going to erase my line at the top because that's gone now. I've just cut that away. So I've cut that top shape out. And I could, if I wanted to, I could have also, instead of doing what I just did right there, I could have also taken these over and projected them and projected down to find out where they were in the front view. So I could have taken these lines and projected them over and down, and that would have told me where they are in the front view. So now I've got the top view completed. You can see I can see A, B, C, and let's call this D. I've got the right side view completed. I've got 1, 2, and let's call this 3. And back in here that you can just barely see is 4, right? Because now when I project this over, I've got a line here, and when I project this over and down, I've got a line here, and that's going to form this front edge. So now you can see I have surface 1, surface 2, surface 3, and then back in here I have surface 4, which is this surface right back in there that you can just barely see. I'm missing one line now. Again, we want to always look and say, well, let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 horizontal lines here. 1, 2, I only have 3 horizontal lines here. Right? Again, I count. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, here's this one right there. Here's this one right there. Here's this one right here. But because this is cutting through, it's going to form a line right here. And once again, because that's behind this surface, that's going to be a hidden line. So that's the process. Start out like there's no cutouts at all, and then add your cutouts in. Okay, I'm going to put this up on the blackboard so you can see it, and hopefully this helps. And I'll do one more after this, okay?